This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Call 6 Investigates uncovers brand new information about the police shooting death of Dre'Jon Reed. What we're finding out about the gun found next to Reed's body.
A class action lawsuit filed over alleged excessive towing fees. I'm Kara Kenny. Will tell you what you can do to protect yourself.
And new at 6, we are learning more about IPS's plans for the upcoming school year, what they're doing to try to keep students safe from COVID-19. And good evening to you. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins.
Tonight only on RTV6, new details in the police shooting death of Dre'Jon Reed.
More on the weapon found by the body of Reed and the exchange of gunfire between the 21-year-old and a Metro police officer.
The latest information comes nearly a week after RTV6 first showed you exclusive surveillance video from May 6th. The 24-second video clip showed us Reed and Officer Mercer moments before the fatal incident.
Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez joins us with more on this developing story that he broke this morning. Rafael.
Mark, good evening. This high-profile case is under scrutiny by the people who love Dre'Jon Reed, the public, the special prosecutor, and Call 6 Investigates. The last moments of Dre'Jon Reed's life were documented as he streamed on Facebook Live. People saw as he ran from police. They heard the taser and the gunshots. Call 6 Investigates has learned that 2 bullet casings recovered came from the weapon found by Dre'Jon's body. That weapon matches the gun seen in his front waistband on Facebook Live during the foot chase. Call 6 Investigates has also learned that Officer Mercer, after the tasing failed, fired more than 10 rounds. The investigation will determine whether that was justified. The attorneys for the estate of Dre'Jon Reed call the information alternative facts. Attorneys claim that on May the 6th, Dre'Jon's hands were full with a T-shirt and cell phones when he ran from police. They claim he could not shoot at police. They say, we would love to ask Dre'Jon more about how he came to own his firearm, but we cannot because he was stolen from us by Officer Mercer. Call 6 Investigates has also learned that the casings sent to the ATF indicate that the weapon found by Dre'Jon's body match casings found at a different scene where bullets caused property damage. Reed's lawyers say they look forward to the federal lawsuit that they filed last week in hopes of gaining access to this purported evidence and all reports that have yet to be released, adding, more than ever, we will not waver in our mission for justice for Dre'Jon. Tonight, there's still a number of reports still pending in this case, including the autopsy from the Marion County Coroner's Office. And so, of course, many people still have many questions. It has now been 48 days since Dre'Jon Reed was shot and killed on the evening of May the 6th. That happened near 62nd and Michigan Road here in Indianapolis. It's been 19 days since the special prosecutor for Madison County was assigned to this case. The court released her name back on June the 4th. And state police were called to duty by the special prosecutor 13 days ago. Since June the 10th, state police have taken the lead investigating this case, now the focus of a federal lawsuit. And tonight, Mark, the special prosecutor, declined to comment because this is a pending investigation. IMPD and the lawyer for the Officer Mercer also declined to comment on our story today. Mark?
Our Rafael Sanchez with those exclusive developments tonight. Rafael, thank you. Tonight, the special prosecutor, as Rafael mentioned, declined to comment. We are learning more about this developing story, and you can too. To do so, head to our website, theindychannel.com, and the RTV6 app.
A local towing company is facing a class action lawsuit for allegedly charging drivers excessive and illegal storage fees. Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny has been digging through that complaint, and only on RTV6 she shows us now with what you need to look out for.
Indianapolis ordinance is very specific when it comes to towing. It says you can only be charged a $30 storage fee if 24 hours has passed. A new lawsuit says that's not what one company is doing.
Max Ketchum lives at Sebring Court Apartments. He got his windshield fixed and forgot to replace his parking sticker.
First thing in the morning, I was about ready to go to work. I go outside and I see my vehicle is missing.
Max went to Zors to pick up his vehicle. He looked up the Indianapolis ordinance on the way, which states towing companies cannot charge you a $30 storage fee until your vehicle has been impounded for at least 24 hours. So Max expected to pay the $150 for the tow, but was shocked when he says Zors initially tried to charge him $60 in storage fees.
I showed him on my phone, on my cell phone.
When he pushed back, they gave him credit for one day, but still charged him $30 in storage. Max's vehicle was impounded at 7:14 p.m. on June 10th, according to his receipt. It was released the next day at 9:53 a.m. That's 14 and a half hours. But the invoice says his car was held in impound for 2 days. Max has filed a class action lawsuit accusing Zors of charging excessive fees and violating the Indiana Deceptive Consumer Sales Act.
The ordinances could not be more clear about when a storage fee of $30 can be charged. And it can only be charged when the vehicle has been at the tow lot for at least 24 hours. And that is simply not how Zors is charging the fee. And they should know better.
Max's attorney, Eric Pavlak, suspects other drivers may have also been charged, which is why he filed a class action complaint.
Our goals are, first and foremost, to get money back for all the people that were overcharged by Zors in violation of the ordinance.
Max says he's taking legal action because he doesn't want this to happen to anyone else.
If they've done it to me, they've done it to other people. And we don't want other people being overcharged. We don't want other people being hurt because there's a lot of people who wouldn't be able to be in a position to afford an extra $30 or $60.
You can report a towing complaint to the city of Indianapolis at tows@indy.gov. Reporting in Indianapolis, Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And we've reached out to Zors and just heard back from them late this afternoon. They tell us their attorneys are investigating the claims raised in the lawsuit. We also reached out to the city of Indianapolis, and they did investigate Max's complaint and found he was improperly charged. They also found Zors' license was expired when they towed Max's car. The city has asked Zors to refund the customer the entire $180 he was charged for the tow and storage. They are working with Zors to renew their license. It's sunnier and cooler than this time 24 hours ago. As you take a look at video from Veterans Memorial Plaza downtown, you can see the wind whipping around the water in that fountain a little bit. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is here. Kevin, what is headed our way for the rest of the evening? You can definitely feel that cooler breeze today.
And it is nice. That breeze peaked at over 30 miles per hour. That's why you got little white caps on the water. That's a fresh west-northwest wind dropping the humidity, so that's the good news. Other wind gusts throughout the state, generally 20 to 30 miles per hour. We'll see the wind gradually calm down, but it won't go calm tonight. Keep checking the radar just to make sure that no light showers pop up. That's possible, but not likely. 77 in Edinburgh, 76 in Castleton. Statewide temperatures. Notice even down along the Ohio River, the warm air has been pushed out. Stays breezy tonight. That humidity continues to fall. You'll wake up to temperatures tomorrow morning in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. We'll look ahead coming up.
See you in just a few minutes, Kevin. Data shows the number of new COVID-19 deaths and cases are slightly up today in central Indiana. The State Department of Health reports 14 new coronavirus deaths. That's one more death than was reported yesterday. Since the pandemic started, 2,377 Hoosiers have died from the virus. The Department of Health also confirms 331 new cases of COVID-19, 54 more than the state reported yesterday. So far, 42,871 people in Indiana have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. The state says more than 426,300 people have been tested, and about 10% of them had a positive result.
We are learning more about what the school year could look like for Indianapolis public schools amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. They just released preliminary results of a survey issued to parents. Megan Singtorm is at IPS headquarters with those results and explains how you can weigh in. Megan.
IPS leaders say there is a lot to consider when planning for this upcoming school year, and they say part of it includes community input. That's why this survey is so important. What would need to happen to make you feel comfortable sending your kids back to the classroom this fall? What about on a school bus? and which type of part-time schedule would work best for your family. Those are just some of the questions IPS school leaders are asking in this survey. So far, IPS has received more than 4,400 responses from families. That represents about 27% of their student population. Around 1/3 of respondents say they have someone living in their home who's considered at risk for complications from COVID-19. That same number said they would choose e-learning if the district made it available full-time. The superintendent says they're working to make sure every student has access to a device and internet hotspot if they need it. She says they're trying to find the best way to provide a quality education while still keeping kids safe.
There is no lack of complexities when thinking about how you do school when schools have been structured really to maximize efficiencies, maximize collaboration, maximize partnerships, and children being in groups and talking with each other, and now we're having a plan for essentially the opposite.
The Indiana Department of Education is advising local school districts to follow CDC guidelines and work with their local health departments as they create classroom reentry plans. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And if you'd like to participate in the IPS school survey, you have until Friday to do so. We will have a link to it on our website at theindychannel.com.
Today, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the government's top infectious disease expert, says that he is cautiously optimistic that there will be a COVID-19 vaccine by the end of the year or in early 2021. Fauci told a House committee he believes, quote, it will be when and not if there will be a COVID-19 vaccine. More coverage of this coming up on World News Tonight with David Muir at 6:30. More people in Indianapolis and Marion County will have access to masks and other equipment to protect them from COVID-19. Today, Mayor Joe Hogsett announced the city will use $2 million in federal funding from the recent stimulus law to expand its program to provide free PPE. Nonprofit groups will now be able to get grants to pay for masks and other equipment for their staffs and to pass on to the general public.
The pandemic has hurt the economy, but our goal with Hiring Hoosiers is to find you job opportunities during this difficult time. Let's get to the Hiring Hoosiers job feed. FedEx Express is opening a new building at Indianapolis International Airport, and they need 1,000 people to work in the new facility. FedEx is looking for package handlers and material handlers. These are part-time positions. Starting pay is $16.12 an hour. To apply, look for this story at hiringhoosiers.com. And Hiring Hoosiers partner Spherion is looking for production workers. In this role, you will be helping make bakery items like muffins and cookies that will be shipped out. This is third shift work, so your day would start at 6 p.m. and end at 6 in the morning. Total Resource Staffing wants to fill the role of a front and back office chiropractic assistant. You would work at offices on the west side and the south side of Indianapolis. Accent Coatings is looking for painters of all skill and experience levels. The company says they want people who want to make a difference. You can learn more about these jobs and apply by going to the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page, and we have even more employment opportunities on the job board at hiringhoosiers.com. COVID-19 is not just a threat to our physical health. The pandemic is wearing many of us down mentally. Between the social distancing, the mask wearing, the job losses, and the list goes on. We speak to an expert and find out what you can do to ease your anxiety during this pandemic.
Dynamite Donuts on the Indy Dough Instagram account. How you can go from liking those mouth-watering pictures on social media to getting a taste for yourself.
My eyes have glazed over. Tomorrow, comfortable below average temperatures, but how does that change for the weekend? The answer straight ahead.
Apply online today.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Social distancing, isolation, and financial concerns can take a big toll on our mental health.
The Rebound Indiana is sharing advice and resources you can use right now to cope with the impacts of the pandemic. I spoke with a psychiatrist at Ascension St. Vincent, Dr. Mitesh Patel. He wants people to know anxiety is normal, but at a certain point, it is important to reach out for help.
One thing we have to remember is that we all experience anxiety. I think we can all think of situations where we've had anxiety and it's helped us perform better or perhaps helped us in our academic achievement. This situation is no different, except that, I think people can certainly experience excessive levels of anxiety to where it could impair their functioning. So I think that's where I would draw the line. If it's getting hard for you to attend to your daily activities, then anxiety is probably at a point where it's excessive. Anxiety serves to alert us to important situations. Of course, this is an important situation with the pandemic going on. And so we often have to remember that a certain amount of anxiety, a little bit of anxiety, helps us as people. But for those people that are experiencing excessive levels of anxiety, there are lots of things that they can do outside of medications or, seeing a professional to kind of help with how they're feeling. We are all going through something right now. These are unprecedented times. It is a very tough adjustment. So I think trying to be mindful that we're all going through this process, and though it feels very bad, humanity is resilient, and we've always gotten through adversity, and I think we will do the same this time.
Dr. Patel says if you are not getting relief from your anxiety, absolutely reach out to a therapist or psychiatrist. And for those especially struggling, the number for the suicide hotline is 1-800-273-8255 or text IN to 741-741 for suicide prevention. You can also visit BeWellIndiana.com, and you can find additional resources at theindychannel.com/rebound. And coming up tomorrow, Dr. Patel discusses the importance of taking time for you, especially while spending more time with family. Kevin.
Quite different than 24 hours ago. Raise your hand if you've had rain in the last couple of days. Almost all of you should have your hand up now. It's our most widespread rain that we've had in 2.5 or 3 weeks. We've got a different feel. The cold front that generated last night's thunderstorms has moved through. We're comfortable now. We'll stay that way tomorrow. Thursday, temperatures come up a little bit, but the humidity lags behind. Friday is when we'll see temperature spike, and that humidity will be most noticeable through the weekend. Our chance for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, it's isolated into, it looks like a relatively small window. We'll get to that in a second, 20 to 30% chance. Then as we go Friday through Saturday, with the warmth back and the humidity sky high, a daily chance for thunderstorms during that stretch. As far as the humidity, you just follow the squiggly line on its way up. Wednesday and Thursday, it's still in the good category, more comfortable certainly. Then as we get to the weekend, a more tropical feel is expected. Temperature trend, one more day in the 70s tomorrow, then up and over the 80-degree mark. We'll be pushing upper 80s, closer to 90 as we get to Friday. And of course, we've accomplished that. We've reached our 90-degree threshold on a couple of occasions already. Now we can say this summer. Temperature 75 in Peru, 78 in Bedford. We'll go from west to east, 5 degrees cooler in Richmond than it is in Terre Haute. As far as this evening, any clouds will gradually fade away tonight, and we'll have a comfortable start tomorrow morning. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s, in some cases a little cooler than that. Might even open the windows and let some fresh air in. The chance for that afternoon and evening shower or thunderstorm, temperatures will be around 80. 7 a.m. the first half of tomorrow, lots of sunshine, and then you'll notice the clouds beginning to build. 4 o'clock. Hit and miss showers and thunderstorms. They seem to stay focused, and the best chance in the northern portion of the state as we go through tomorrow evening. As we move on to Thursday, temperatures slightly below average, but pretty close. All around the 80 to 83. Temperatures will warm up from there. That's kind of the base temperature. We'll take off from there on Friday. Friday, the warmest day with our chance for thunderstorms returning. Over the weekend, I think with more cloud cover building in the afternoon and these scattered thunderstorms, temperatures sit in the middle to upper 80s, and that is where we'll start next week as well. Monday and Tuesday, still a small chance for a thunderstorm, but sticky and steamy in the middle to upper 80s.
Thank you, Kevin. For millions of Instagram users and followers, food pictures get a ton of likes.
Yeah, one Indianapolis woman has turned her photogenic donuts into a full-on business, and also one of the hottest gets in the city. Brad Brown got a taste behind the scenes.
There's an old saying that you eat with your eyes. When you see things that are this stunning visually, you can be sure that they taste just as good.
I didn't think it was going to happen as quick as it did, I guess. Yeah, it's just happening a lot faster than I was expecting.
Amanda Gibson is the self-taught baker behind the Indie Dough account on Instagram. More than 4,000 followers and rising, much like some of the dough that's got Circle City donut fans buzzing.
I think that it came from just wanting to have a creative outlet, and I just wanted to do something that was mine in the kitchen, and so baking came to fruition. And then, yeah, Instagram.
The Indiana native was working at a donut shop in Jacksonville, moved back home as a new mom, and to be closer to her family.
So I moved and I didn't find any donuts here that were like mine, so I decided to go back to the kitchen and redevelop recipes that were my own.
A wildly creative mind and meticulous process have led to a long list of amazing flavors. On this particular day, it's a s'mores old-fashioned with torched marshmallow topping.
With donuts too, they're kind of like you can put anything on top of them, so that's the other great thing is just anything you want to do. It's a blank canvas.
Amanda's indie dough pop-up sales now end up sold out just minutes after she posts the links online. And she's teaming up with other local restaurants for donuts plus just about anything events.
That was another reason why I wanted to start doing indie dough, was because I wanted to make contact with more people that were small businesses within the community, and I just wanted to be in the restaurant industry, and this was my way of doing it with the time constraints that I had with also wanting to be a full-time mom.
The Indie Dough Instagram has only been up for about 9 months. Amanda also has cakes, cookies, breads, and more in her repertoire. Sounds great, doesn't it? Just visit Indie Dough on Instagram, follow for notifications and updates on her next pop-up donut sales. One last check of the weather now when the news at 6 returns.
Well, or come by today.
Sunny and pleasant tomorrow morning. Temperatures are around 6.